Hello, I'm Nick Button-Brown from Outright Games, and this is the Children's Media Conference, and this video is about getting into games and digital media. So I wanted to start off by telling you who I am. I've been 25 years in gaming. I've worked with EA, with Crytek, with Improbable, and I'm now chair at Outright Games, and we make games like Paw Patrol, Jumanji, and Bratz. I'm also on the board of a number of other companies like Tiny Rebel and Adinmo and Oka, and I founded the Games Angels, which helps and supports a number of startups in the games business. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how big the digital media industry is. It's really, really big, and it's probably surprisingly big. And on top of that, you then start looking at YouTube and TikTok and the next generation of social platforms that are coming through. And, you look at digital content creators such as Moonbug and app-based producers such as Jollywise. It's absolutely huge and employs a massive number of people. I also wanted to talk about the games industry in particular. The games industry globally earned 92 billion last year, and then earns another 92 billion through mobile. We have 100 million kids playing online open worlds. Minecraft, 10 years after its launch, earned 380 million. And we have a recent launch, which was Hogwarts Legacy, which Warner Brothers have said is their biggest global launch ever, which earned 850 million in 2 weeks. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the kind of roles that you can have within the games industry. And it's almost ridiculous to write them down on one sheet. There are so many roles that you can find. All the roles that are in traditional media also exist in digital media. There's such a large variety. You can find if there's anything that you are passionate about, there is a way to kind of fit that within. But maybe the difference about digital media is how fast it's changing. And you need to consider that when you're looking at roles. So we're talking at the moment a lot about the metaverse, how that changes, how narratives can be made, how stories can be made, how you're choreographing, how you're telling that story. We are looking at augmented reality and basing that layer on top of actual reality that changes the way that you can tell your stories. That changes the kind of stories that you can make. And one particular area that everybody's talking about at the moment is AI. How that changes the content production, how that changes art, how that changes writing, how that changes acting, how that changes voiceovers. So traditionally, we have this idea of a career ladder where you're following a path and you're progressing up the path all the time. I don't feel that fits really well within digital media. What I like is this model of a career lattice where you're moving up, sometimes you're moving sideways, sometimes you're moving backwards, but all the time you're improving yourself. So you're moving around and improving yourself. And one of the ways to work out whether this is a good job that will help you within your career lattice is look at 4 things. And the 4 things that you're looking at is, can you learn technical skills? Can you improve your existing skills? I don't want you to focus just on the things that you do the best. You should make those things better, but you also need to make sure that your bad things are not things that stop you progressing. The next area that you look at is whether a career lattice job is improving your soft skills, whether it teaches you how to work in a situation with rapidly changing circumstances, as every company within the digital media industry is. It teaches you how to learn influencing skills, how to manage relationships, how to deal with lots of different kinds of people. Dealing with a creative group is very different to dealing with a delivery group. It teaches you management skills. It teaches you how to deal with difficult people. It teaches you how to coach and help the people around you. So you also want to build a range of experience. You want to widen your worldview. You want to work with experts. You want to work in companies with strong reputations. I've worked in some great companies and I've worked in some companies that were not so great. But I've learned as much on working in the companies that were not so great as the companies that were great. You want to work in an industry that is very good at the things that you want to do. If you are a coder, you want to work in an industry where you're learning absolutely with the best people that you can. But I will also encourage you to work with people that you don't agree with, people that will challenge your views, people that will make you better. And then the last point is you want roles which you're building up networks of people that can help you in the long term. People you learn you meet them, you talk to them, you build a relationship with them, and a few years later, maybe they've moved into different areas doing different things. And over a number of years, all of a sudden, you've got networks in lots and lots of different companies. So what do you need to do? Well, one of the things that I do is I help out at BAFTA on the Young Game Designers, and it's one of my favourite times in the year. It's every year, the kind of first half of the year is we're looking at game designs and games made by 11 to 18-year-olds. And it just genuinely warms my heart to see people who are so enthusiastic and so brilliant making things. And that, to be honest, is the core of what I'm saying. What I want you to do is make something. You know, if you're interested in getting into digital media or games, you should make something. You should make lots of things. You should get things wrong, and you should learn from those mistakes, and you should work with other people so you can be better. You need to learn the tools that are used by experts in your field, but you also need to build your reputation and build your portfolio. And so you need to make things, you need to get it wrong, and then you need to make them again. And maybe next time you can make them a bit better. One of the interesting things at the moment is all games and digital media companies are short of talent, and they're all actively hiring. There are schemes like the Young Game Designers, there are game jams, there's the UK Games Fund, there's lots of people that are providing programs and making content, and you should sign up to as many as you can. You know, you need to build your portfolio, you need to build your track record, you need to apply for jobs, and you need to do it yourself, and you need to do it with friends, and just please do as many things as you can. So I was asked to pull together a few top tips. I've already given you my first one, which is to make something and make lots of things and make as many things as you can. But I do want you to learn the right tools for what you want to do. So you have an idea of the role. You need to learn what is the current tool within the industry and start trying to learn to use that. I also encourage you to be flexible. Digital media changes so fast. You know, we're talking about YouTube and TikTok as the way that people are seeing content at the moment, but there will be new social media platforms. There will be technology changes that will change the kind of things that can be made within games. You need to see those coming and try and adapt to them. But talk to as many people as you can. Talk to as many people in your field as you can and learn from them and understand what changed their careers, how they looked at it 5 years ago and how they evolved. Just learn as much as you can from as many people as you can. So good luck in your future endeavours, and thank you for spending the time watching this video.